Hey Tribe, Dawna here from Transformational Healing, and I see that there are people here already. So say hi, let me know who's hanging out, and I know I'm live, and make sure you let me know if you can hear me or not. All right. So, hi Rachel, how are you doing today? I thought that we should do another one of the spiritual check ins today. So, just waiting to make sure that you can hear me or not. I know that there's a little delay in you guys actually getting my messages and writing back. So, um, we have tons and tons of stuff going on this week. The theme for our social media for the week is all about breathe. So, we have um, videos on our breathe free tinctures and different herbs and things that will help you to breathe. Let's see what else. Um, I can't remember what I'm doing the rest of this week. I think that Thursday is going to be on how to use Vesta powder to cleanse and clear your home. I've been doing a bunch of batch recording of all of our videos that are going to be going up so that you have videos continuously, especially during when we're away for the shipping delays. So I've been trying to keep on top of getting the videos done ahead of time. So sometimes they get all mixed up in my head. But there's some guided meditations coming up and a bunch of other things. But I want to know how you guys are doing, how things are in your area, how you're coping, um, what kinds of issues are you coming up across? Do you need help with things? All that kind of stuff. So feel free to start putting those sorts of things into the chat, and we'll go from there. So, Rachel, can you tell me if you can hear me or not, please? Because I still don't have any responses to that. But if you're here, let me know what else is going on for you. And when you catch this on the replay, put your stuff in the comments because I do come back and answer all the different messages in the comments to try to help people for wherever you're at. I know that there's a lot of outside influences going on right now. There's worldwide influences with what's going on in Europe. There are all of those things are affecting our day-to-day lives and our abilities to do what we need to go where we need to go, and all of those sorts of things. And if you notice that I'm not using very specific words about the situations that are going on, I'm just trying to not trigger our YouTube algorithm here. So Rachel said yesterday we turned on the AC and today you have the heat on. It's like 98 or 90 something degrees here in Albany today. I literally turned on the AC in this tiny little healing space room that I'm in on full blast for about 15 minutes just to get it cooled back down enough so that I could sit here quiet and be able to do the live with you guys. So um, that is a little bit crazy, but I don't want to be wasting electricity and all of those sorts of things. So literally I just turned it on, cooled it down, and then turned it back off again. So it's only 56 in northern Ohio today. Well, I'm not looking forward to that temperature drop from 90 to 55. We'll hope it doesn't come this way, but I'm sure it does because all the weather usually comes straight across like that to us across from the lakes. So, um, but let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know what kinds of questions you have. For me, I'm trying to be aware of what's going on, trying to watch little bits of news so I don't turn on the TV news. I tend to watch YouTube videos, very short, very specific things, just to kind of get a general gist of what's going on out there. And I try to focus on taking care of me, taking care of our family, and trying to be prepared for whatever you guys are going to need and be prepared for whatever I can possibly do to help people. So, a lot of the early things that I'm doing to set up for camp is doing a bunch of dehydrating. We got a bunch of garlic onions or garlic garlic chives out of the garden yesterday. So I was processing all of those this morning. So we'll have some nice little bits of garlic to do something with, possibly turn into some garlic powder, and also a bunch of chive-like stems to keep going. So there's lots of things, like I said, that pop up all over the place that you guys can harvest, that you can dehydrate, that you can work with safely for either putting away for your spiritual and magical uses, or putting away for medicine, or putting away for food or spices and things like that. So that's something that you might want to pay attention to as the season goes forward. Is there a place that you do have near you that you can locally harvest the things that I sell in the shop, or locally harvest things that you can use for food for yourself? So, aha, Psycho Pixie 14 says that they finally figured out how to use the chat. I guess I should describe that. So under the video, I'm not actually seeing that in front of me. I have a totally different thing in the back, but under the video, there should, or on a phone, there should be something that says live chat. And then you can pop over into the live chat and let me know that you're here. Let me know what's going on with you. And yeah, everything's in the live chat. I did set the live chat to live chat replay, which means that anyone who does watch it on the replay might be able to see your comments, but a lot of times that doesn't actually work. So that's why I try to read as many of the comments out loud and then respond to them before I don't just talk back to people. So Rachel said, your videos and DIYs on making our own cleaning products have been very helpful for me. Making them myself is a lot cheaper in addition to being healthier. Yes, it is definitely a lot cheaper. Now, I went to buy borax at the store yesterday to work on all of the bulk stuff for the pop-up shop because I sell more of those heavier items locally here for the cleaning and cleansing products. And the borax price had gone up at least $1.50. I think it was like $5.89 or something, and I usually pay around $4.50 or so for a box of that. So I know that the price of vinegar went up. A lot of the prices are jumping right now, but it is way cheaper to be buying gallons of vinegar and big boxes of borax and baking soda, and then some essential oils if you want to scent it. You don't even have to scent these products to be cleansing, using them for your cleaning products in your house. It is so much cheaper. So you should definitely pop on. I think there's a video or two here on the channel already about how to create those cleaning products. I talk a lot about adding anil blue and Florida water to spiritually cleanse your house as you're cleaning your house with those natural products. But I know that we've been doing a whole bunch of DIYs in the Transformational Healing Tribe Facebook group, and that's where a lot of those recipes are. And we are working on getting those recipes up onto the transformationalhealingbydawna.com website as well. So thank you, Rachel. That was really good. And Rachel says that knowing that she can do that is what has been helping me to feel more in control, and as she's being successful in fighting inflation. And yeah, it's one of the great ways to be able to do that. And Psycho Pixie 12 says Teal here. Hi, Teal. I was wondering who you were. It's good to see you here too. So let me think about this. Are you over in the cold too? I think you're over near Rachel. Are you over in the cold? I'm over in the 90s right now. So, but along with doing what you guys can do to take care of yourselves, to be self-sustainable, um, to try to focus on the day-to-day things that you need to sustain yourself and your family. And I know that I have lots of things in the shop that are all in small amounts and different things like that. But I try really hard to offer you some of the basic things so that you can create your own remedies. And then if you don't have the time to create the remedies, then I have remedies for that, or I have spiritual goods for that. But my purpose is more to help all of you guys get back into balance. Yes, I have a store, but my goal is to spread love and spread compassion and help people be able to physically, mentally, and emotionally and spiritually pull themselves back as they need to pull themselves back. So it's not that balance is this ultimate goal. It's not a goal. It's a way of life. It's walking, walking a balanced path. And it's not like you have to walk a tightrope and if you move the slightest bit and you fall off, that's a problem. That's not what it's about. It's about just walking in a good way, walking in a centered way, walking your path, which is yours alone, in a way that feels good and centered and productive to you and helps you to feel like you're balanced. That's the most important part. So, Teal says, I needed this, and she's in Buffalo, and that she's having a really hard week this week. So, with your hard week, have you taken any time to just sit and breathe and focus on what your body needs in a calm and soothing way? Um, I find that that's something that really helps me. If I am mindful in the things that I'm doing and I keep my focus on the now, right now. This is what I'm doing right now. Now, what I'm doing right now could be preparing something for the future. All morning, I've been focusing on creating videos for you for the next several weeks. So I'm planning for the future, but I'm focused on doing those videos right now for all of you. And when I'm able to keep my mind in a mindful place and have my mindset of this is what I'm doing to help myself in the moment, this is what I'm doing to eat, this is what I'm going to watch right now, and being mindful, I'm not thinking about the past and all the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and have tos that are there. I should have done this, I should have done that. All of that kind of thinking about things in the past that you should have done or you could have done, or blaming yourself and being guilty, all those things throw you into depressive mindset. So we want to pull ourselves back. And then we want to be here and focus on what we can do right now in this moment to change what we are going to get or what we are going to have or what we could control for the future right now on our path. And we're not going to look at worrying and thinking, what if, because that will put you in a place of anxiety. So you pull yourself back. And it's a process, and it's not a perfect thing. It's not something that you can be doing all the time. It's not something I do correctly all the time. I do watch too many YouTube videos about preparedness or about gas prices or people not getting baby formula or about whatever's going on in Europe right now. And then I get into that little bit of anxiety and I pull myself back and I say, what can I do right now for me, for my family, and for my community, and for my tribe? What can I do to help myself and to help all of you? And that's how I pull myself back to centeredness. I pull myself back to mindfulness, and it doesn't go to depression and it doesn't go to anxiety because I pull myself back. And it can be hard, but it can be learned and it can be practiced. Even if it's just a few minutes a day, you manage to pull yourself back, or you can pull yourself back so that you can go into a peaceful sleep, or pull yourself into a meditation. I have a lot of meditations up on the channel that can help with those sorts of things. Getting back to the comments, Rachel says, I would really love more videos where you're making things and not just cleaning products, but also recipes and things that you sell. So you want me to make things with you guys? I can try to do some of that. It's going to be a little harder during the summer, but as fall comes back in, I'll try to get one or two of those in for the summer. But as fall comes back in, I'll try to get more of those videos going. In the summer, I like to go out and be outside and do plants as much as I possibly can. And Teal's saying that she hasn't had a chance to pause. And I get that if you're busy, but even just a few minutes to just stop and breathe, just a few minutes, just set an alarm. I'm really, really big about the alarms on here going off once every 2 hours or something that just says stop, breathe. It just says breathe. That's what my alarm says. It says breathe. So that means to me, it means to stop, to take a couple deep breaths, perhaps get up out of my chair if I'm working, or stop bending over if I'm bending over working on stuff in front of me, and to stretch, to be aware of my body, to get a drink of water. There's actually seltzer in there today, guys, but I'm cheating. The coffee's right here. But I do have seltzer, I swear. So that's my reminder. So setting that alarm, it only takes 30 seconds out of what you're doing to stop and take a breath and to focus. Rachel is sending hugs to Teal. It's awesome. And Teal says, thank you. I lost my beloved kitty on Monday morning when my roommate had a heart attack that night. Oh my goodness, Teal. My heart is going out to you too. I've been trying to be strong for her, and you've been neglecting yourself. And that's an important thing that I talk about a lot, that when I do it all the time, and that's why I talk about it a lot. So you give and give and give of yourself to be helping others, but you're not refilling your own cup. So you need to make sure you're taking that time to breathe, to stretch, to focus, to eat, to drink, and to pull yourself back, because if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to help anyone at all. And you're actually going to become more of a problem than a help. So you have to make sure you're taking care of yourself too. And I'm sending you much love, Teal. I really mean that. And Flying Mallard says, hey, cuz, it's Alicia. Hi. Hope all is well with you. Love the mindful thinking. Also, so important to try to get away from technology, even just for a little bit. Yep. Being plugged in all the time can be really stressful. It's exactly true. And that's why I said, I don't sit in front of the news. We skip all the commercials on TV. We have little things of TV that we will watch. And I have YouTube stuff that I will watch, but we don't watch the news in our house at all. And I do make sure that I get plenty of time where we're working out in the gardens, or we're making products downstairs, or reading a book doing anything that isn't outside technology bombarding you. And it really, really does help to cut down all that stress level a lot. Rachel is talking back to Teal and saying that she's sending much love your way, Teal, from Ohio. So, and Rachel's also saying back to Alicia that you've been very, very guilty of having too much screen time lately. It just depends on what quality of screen time that is too. I mean, I think that overall screen time in general does do that, but there are certain types of things that are not necessarily as bad. And totally on Facebook and Instagram and even on YouTube, what you look at is what they show you. That's how these algorithms work. So that's why if you comment on my stuff or comment on my videos, they're going to show you more of my videos and other videos that are like my videos. But if you start watching the news like I do on YouTube, they're going to start showing you all kinds of news stuff. So if I look into what is going on over in Europe, my feed will get filled with that until they realize that's not what I want to watch anymore. So when you're using any social media platforms and that sort of thing, be aware that what you look for, the things you like, the things that you search for, the things that you interact with the most are the things that are going to get you shown to you more. So if you're liking all of the inspirational mindfulness posts that come through your feed and you subscribe to some of those pages, you're going to be seeing all of that and less political junk. If you're looking at and looking through the political junk, it's going to be in your face. If you're watching what's going on in Europe, it's going to be in your face. So be very aware of how that algorithm works for you and try to pay attention to that along with the amount of time that you're on the screen, and get your butts outside and enjoy some sun and get some of that awesomeness out of the dirt. It really, really is a mood stabilizer. There's things in the soil that help to level out your mental and emotional energies. So, Alicia says, I'm totally guilty of it, but I notice a big difference when you're unplugged. Yeah, it's really a huge difference. I totally agree with that. Jospin Ferlor says, my dreams see your color. Okay, I see that we have a scammer in here right now. So, let's see. Teal is saying that we have, she likes to listen to music and relax, and they haven't done that all week. Let's see. All right. And that it's been really rainy, but last night the lightning was epic. I didn't get any lightning. That's awesome. Hopefully, we're supposed to actually get storms today. So maybe that cold front that's sitting over there is going to come whack me in New York and Alicia in Connecticut later. So I hope that the lightning is epic. That would be really cool. But I'm hoping I can also get home from Star and Splendor before it starts. I doubt that's going to happen, though. Rachel says, I've really been working on cleaning up my Facebook and Instagram so that I'm seeing positive and inspirational posts there more often. And that's honestly the way that works great, because that's how that you can use that algorithm to your advantage so that you're seeing what it is that you want. So I'm hoping, Teal, that we've inspired you just a little bit and been able to give you some support to help you through, um, and sending some love and healing in your direction as well. Um, and to everyone who's watching this on the replay, um, try to let me know things that you do to help you come back into balance, things that you do to help remind you to breathe. Because the more comments we get in the comment feed about those types of things, it will inspire others. So maybe a way that I'm mentioning or something that I'm talking about as a way to help cut out the noise that's out here and to help you focus on your day-to-day life and be mindful about things, and to focus your intentions through that mindfulness, to focus all of the things that you do in that mindful way. Pay attention when you are cooking dinner. Don't have the phone on and don't be trying to work. Don't be working like I do half the time. Um, Most of the time, I will focus and I'll put a crock pot together and then I will work so that I'm not trying to cook dinner and run back and forth. But there are times when I'm getting behind on things, and yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm running back and forth between cooking and trying to get some last minute things done in the shop, or last minute other things if it's not some food that I have to watch constantly. But I'm trying to focus more on spending time with family, focus more on those sorts of things. So there are going to be some upcoming shipping delays, and one of them actually starts this Tuesday. So any orders that are in before 8 a.m. ish on Tuesday morning, we'll definitely do all the ones before 8, will get shipped that day. But then we're going to have a shipping delay all the way until Friday, June 3rd. So it's going to be like 10 days or 7 days if you're using the business day thing that we're going to be having the shipping delay for. So, um, and that's going to continue because I'll be posting in the next couple of days all of the days that we're shipping in June. But we usually ship every Tuesday and Friday, but we're going to have another one of those shipping delays in June. And then we are going to have like 3 days that we ship in July, like the first 2 days, July 5th, and then not again until July 29th. So there'll be a very extended shipping delay in July. So if there are things that you guys need, make sure that you get those orders in, because who knows what's going on with the post office on top of that. Right now, it seems to be okay. But with the gas prices going up, I'm not sure what's going to happen with the post office as we move forward. So, it's been rainy. Just trying to catch up to wherever I am in those comments. Teal says, thank you and feeling love from you both. She knows both Rachel and I in person. So, Alicia is saying that she does drawing and poetry. That's awesome. My youngest, well, actually, both of the kids are really, really into drawing, but the youngest has been doing a lot of drawing lately. The oldest turned 18, and they've been doing a lot of playing with their friends and doing online things with their friends, because we're still not seeing a lot of people in person because things are starting to get built back up here. But we are going to Brushwood back and forth, and he'll actually be working there for the summer. So that's going to be get him out of his little craziness there. Rachel says, I get very lost in my head, and that's part of why I have an alarm set to remind me to tune into your live every Sunday. Well, thank you. I like that alarm. That alarm's great. A designated time outside of my head. Yeah. Well, when you're getting stuck in your head is a good time to take notes, but get out of your head. Try to do some physical things when you're getting stuck in your head, even if they're writing or drawing, like Alicia was suggesting. Um, Something to get those feelings and those emotions out. Because if you're getting stuck in your head and you don't have a good mindset at the time, that can be pulling in those depression and anxiety feelings. So we want to make sure to try to keep out of that frame of mind. But um, setting alarms is good for that for all different reasons. So Rachel's also saying some of my favorite activities are crafting and sewing and painting. Yeah, anything artsy, craftsy, working with your hands is just amazing for that sort of thing. Um, and Teal saying that she makes capes for service dogs, and that is awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, and she's hoping that it's not serious. I'm not quite sure what the serious was referring to, but that's okay. We'll get back to that. So that's awesome, Teal. Rachel says that she's been making produce and shopping bags and learning how to mend our clothes. All very, very important skills. Like I said, I've been doing tons of dehydrating. And so actually what my YouTube feed is filled with is like food videos and that sort of thing, because that's where I've been getting all of my tips and tricks from, because it's pretty quick to just look at those sort of things. And there's some meditation channels and some marketing people that I follow on a regular basis, and some of my friends' channels that also have social media stuff. But you know that you can get you can use the frozen vegetables, the big bags, 2-pound bags of frozen vegetables from the store, and put them straight into the dehydrator just like that, and then store them in canning jars so that they don't need to take up room in your freezer. It's amazing. So I got a whole bunch of them all set for camping, because you guys know, if you've ever been in a camper, if you've ever been in a dorm and had a dorm size fridge, and it has a little tiny, I mean, the camper freezer is a little bigger than that, but there's so little freezer space. I have solved having vegetables and having potatoes and things like that in the camper, and being able to have those things for the summer and not have to fill the freezer and not have them going bad because of the heat and not having room to put them in the refrigerator. It's been awesome. So yeah, straight from the freezer, frozen bags, stick them straight in the dehydrator. I think 135 is the temperature for corn and mixed vegetables and peas and things like that. And when they're completely dry, you just stick them in the canning jars, and they're good to go. And then you just put them in warm water, and they'll heat right back up. So we could throw them in soups and stews and all kinds of things. That I like to do a lot of crock pot stuff in the trailer too, because then I'm not cooking. It's either crock pot or grilling outside, one of the two. So yeah, last night I did the little southern hash brown potatoes, so that we could have potatoes in any of the soups or things that I do, or have potatoes for breakfast, because you just need to rehydrate them and then cook them right up. It's awesome. So I've been doing a lot of that. That's what's been keeping me busy. Teal says that she made a sensory cape for a gift, and it has a soft toy, fidget toys, um, and some bead tassels and some flip sequins. That's really cool. A sensory cape so the sensory cape is for the person, but the cape is for the dog, but it's on the dog so they can have it portable with them. Is that what you mean? Because that would be really, really cool. Alicia says, gotta go, and hope you have a good day. It was awesome to see you here, Alicia. I hope that you guys are doing well and staying safe down there. It was good to see you. Rachel says, now that I finally have a dehydrator, I can't wait to give it a try. Yeah, it really, really cool to be able to store things shelf stable and not have to worry about having them in the freezer or anything like that. It's been really, really awesome. So, and Teal says, yes, that's exactly having it so that the sensory stuff is on the puppy that helps them. That's really, really cool. So Rachel says, dude, mind blown. I've got to make some dehydrated potatoes. Awesome. Yes. So I got the 2-pound things of the Southern hash browns, the little tiny squares of Southern hash browns. And you can do the shredded ones too, if you like that. It would take less time actually to do the little shredded ones that are like little thin strips, little thin, I don't know, they're almost like the potato sticks, like that sort of thing. But I like the little square ones, and 2 bags, 2 pounds, and you can fit 4 pounds in a quart-sized jar. So I have 4 pounds of potatoes, of dehydrated potatoes in a quart jar. So that means that every cup of potatoes that I pull out of there is a full pound of potatoes. So 1 cup will rehydrate to a full pound of potatoes. And look at how little room that takes up. So instead of 2 huge 2-pound bags, it's all in 1 single quart jar. It was so amazing. I'm so excited. So, and then I also found out, I did all the research, and it took quite a long period of time to make sure it was absolutely accurate, but there's like 3 or 4 different types of onions and scallions and chives and wild garlics and things, all growing in one little space behind the garden, because I wasn't the one that planted them there. And we've been making chives out of whatever was coming up, because it had the hollow stem. It tasted oniony. So we've been making chives out of them every year. But this year I finally actually looked them up to find out what they were. And a whole bunch of them were the garlic ones. So I've been pulling up, not all of them, but trying to spread them out and spread it out and make it a full onion bed in that, a little bit at a time. So we've been harvesting a bunch of onions this week, and they're all prepped to go in the dehydrator when I get home, because that I couldn't do like 45 minutes at all for the chives. Really super low. When you're doing herbs, any herbs that you pick, it's the lowest that dehydrator can go, like 85, 90, 95. Just really, really low for any herbs that you do to save their nutritional and medicinal values. You want to make sure that you're doing that. So, Teal said, we just got an Instapot and dehydration is a little too much for me now. Well, hey, the Instapot's huge. It's in a lot of the recipes and things that I've been looking at. So I was actually considering maybe getting an Instapot for the trailer instead of the crock pot. I have a crock pot and a rice cooker. We'll see. I don't have an Instapot anywhere, so, but I've been seeing really, really good. But Teal says, oh my God, potatoes are awesome. Yes, they're one of my favorite things. And that she also has the wild green onions coming up in the front yard. Yep. And just be careful being the front yard, how close that is to the road. Because for me, that's too close to the road to be harvesting things if they're in my front yard. But that's because how close I am to the street. Depends on where you're at. So Rachel says that she loves her Instapot. And it was a game changer for her to be able to make healthier foods, especially with all of her health limitations. $25 at Goodwill for an Instapot. That must have been somebody who bought one and decided not to use it. And you can make rice in the Instapot, and you're getting rid of your rice cooker to make space, Rachel says. All right, I'll start thinking about it. We were looking at replacing the rice cooker at home. Maybe I'll replace it with an Instapot. So, just for all of you guys, let me know what's going on. If you're watching later, make sure that you also add in the comments about what's going on in your area. What is stressing you out? I'm hoping that a bunch of the tips that I gave you about trying to breathe, trying to be mindful and pull yourself back into center and to stay focused on now, to get away from that screen time, like Alicia was saying, and all those sorts of things will help to pull you back to a place where you can function, to remind yourself to breathe, to stretch, to get a drink of seltzer, to take your vitamins. I have to get better about taking my vitamins. Allergies are crazy right now, and I keep forgetting to take my allergy meds before I go to bed. And by allergy meds, I mean nettles, oregano oil, turmeric, vitamin D, lysine, those sorts of things. I don't actually mean any of the over-the-counter remedies. So, but Rachel's agreeing that Teal got an epic find. You guys are going to hear my train. It's coming. And they're saying it would give you a better option to the crock pot. See, you guys will have to tell me how loud it is, because I have no clue. We'll find out on the replay. I will watch the video. We'll see how crazy the train is that I worry about every time. But I don't worry about it anymore. It's just there. So I will definitely look into Instapots and trying to find one. So I know that a lot of things are getting a little bit more difficult to find. I am actually having a hard time being able to find certain herbs that I was regularly able to get. And a lot of the costs are unfortunately going up for oils, which means I'm going to have to check in on the salves. And as I make a new batch of salve, I might have to increase the price because the oils are going up. Lots of the prices are going up. And unfortunately, I try to keep things priced as low as possible. But I also need to I need to stick within the margins that I have set up and that sort of thing. So I will try to hold prices where they are for as long as I can. I do know that several weeks ago I had to increase the price of lavender because literally my cost doubled. And the price that I had it at was the price that I was getting it for. And or just underneath the price I was getting it for. So with all of the Etsy fees and everything, I was making absolutely no money on any lavender that I would have sold. So I had to increase the price on that. And that's what it's going to come down to for that. But I'm trying to keep things as low as I possibly can for all of you, because I know that you guys are going to be dealing with the same things that everybody else is dealing with. So let me know which things you really want me to try to keep in the shop. If you have favorites of things that are in the shop, because I may be looking at cutting some of the lines down to try to keep prices down, to try to consolidate things. So if there are things that you definitely do not want me to get rid of, then make sure that you let me know. And I will try my hardest to still get those things. But there are some things that I'm just not going to be able to get at all. So, Teal says that she lived behind the tracks and now she lives by an airport. I remember that when I was in Winthrop in Massachusetts, just outside of East Boston for the longest time. After a while, and those planes are literally flying right over the houses, landing at Logan Airport, and you just don't hear them after a while. And that's how everybody that lives here says they feel about the train. But I guess I'm not here enough, and I'm more aware of it because I'm recording videos. So the big huge horn in the videos is, I pay attention to it that way. So Rachel says that the Instapot has a slow cooker function, plus being able to saute, and that you can steam or air fry. Okay, it's sounding pretty versatile. I may want to look into that. Teal says that she has a bundle of dried lavender. Oh no, I have tons of lavender to sell in the shop, those sorts of things. I actually have our own sages coming up really, really well. So I'll be making some awesome sage bundles again. I do have the last of those lavender and sage bundles that I created last year that I need to get put up on the website. So, and Teal says, yep, it just becomes background noise. That's very, very true. So, I hope I helped you guys out. I actually need to end our live very soon, unless you have another couple of questions to ask about different things that you can do. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of meditations on the channel to help pull your attention back. If you're looking for alternative ways to cleanse and clear your house or make your own cleaners, that sort of thing, definitely check out the videos for that here on YouTube, but also check out the Transformational Healing Tribe Facebook group. And if you have not yet joined the email list, that gives you a coupon code in the store. And anytime I'm running sales, the sales are typically larger for everyone on the email list than what the public sees. So if there's things that you're looking to stock up on and you're trying to figure out when to buy them, when you can afford them, that sort of thing, keep in mind that the people on the email list get an automatic discount for their first purchase, and then they get larger discounts and special flash sales that I don't put out anywhere else. So, and then sales usually run around dates, around holidays, things like that. So I will be doing a Memorial Day thing coming up really soon. You can keep that in mind. But Friday the 13th, we had a big sale. There was a full moon total lunar eclipse. We had a sale, and Beltane had a sale. So that can kind of give you an idea of when I typically do sales. But just remember that there's huge shipping delays that are going to be coming up for the shop, so that I can be out at the camp to get more videos done for you and to do our shopping excursions that we do from there. There's wholesalers that we go visit in person to do our restocking from while we are out there in Western New York. So any orders that are in before this Tuesday, the 24th, will ship. Orders received after 8 a.m. on the 24th will not ship until June 3rd. And then we have another one around the solstice. It's also from a Tuesday until the following Friday surrounding the solstice in June. And then we will be on a very long shipping delay from July 5th to July 29th-ish. I'll make sure those dates are up really soon. So let me know what's going on with you if you're watching at home and watching later, and I'll get back to you in the comments section. And let's see what else. The quick comments that are there. Rachel says you should plant some lavender so you can dry your own. I do have lavender planted, but it in no way gives me remotely as much lavender as I need to sustain all of you guys in the tribe and the wholesale people that I have that are buying lavender from me. Never mind all the lavender that goes into all the products. So I do grow lavender at home, and I tend to put that into the lavender and sage bundles when I create them at the end of the year. And yes, Teal, those lavender and sage smudge bundles are really nice. And it's not white sage, it's common sage, and it is really, really pretty. So Rachel says, great conversation today, and she absolutely loved it. And Teal says, thank you. She needed to people. I'm glad that we could help you people. And I'm sending you much love and to get through everything that is going on at your home. So remember to take care of you so that you can take care of other people. You got to fill yourself first. Put that oxygen mask on you first so that you can actually get it on the child. That sort of thing. And we will go from there. So I have an appointment in about 10 minutes, so I gotta run. But it was wonderful talking to all of you today. You guys are watching on the replay. I will be sure to comment back, but pop in all the things that you are doing to cope or the things that you're having problems with so that we can all help you to think of different ways that you can cope with all of the craziness that is going on outside of us and be mindful. Many blessings, tribe. Sending you lots of love and lots of compassion. And we'll see you real soon.